everyone, welcome back to Murder We Spoke. We are here to systematically break down yet another spectacular episode of the show Murder, She Wrote that was lovingly recommended by you, our dear listeners. You know me, I'm Ben, and I am joined by two friends. Marissa is out dealing with a medical concern. Everything's fine, don't worry about it. She might come back, who knows. But we are joined by past and future co-host, Rachel, who has stepped in once again to co-host with me. Hi, Rachel.
Hello. Good to see you again. Thanks for having me back.
Thank you so much for coming back. And we are joined by returning guest, returning champion, Mark Rennie of the Two Old Queens podcast.
Thank you. I'm thrilled to be back.
Thank you so much for coming back.
What am I a champion of?
Things.
Oh, okay,
you're a
great.
champion. You're a podcast of the champion.
I'll take it. Thank you.
You might even be the reigning champion of. We play games on the show.
That game, yeah, I remember that.
I think the game, like, you've won the most money for your charity. I actually do. I should keep track of that, but I actually think you are number one on the leaderboard. So
good.
What was your charity?
The Trevor Project.
Oh, tell me about it.
It's like a support, like a hotline for like at-risk like LGBT kids.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, and if you want to play for the same charity, you can pick a new one. Spread the wealth, whatever you want to do.
All right.
So you have a little minute to decide.
Okay.
You don't have to rush into it.
Thank you.
All right, guys. We are here to discuss Season 2, Episode 21, entitled The Perfect Foil, which is a good name, like a foil.
It's double meaning, like any classic like Murder, She Wrote title, I feel like. Because there's the fencer. That's like the foil. Their sword is the foil. And the patsy guy gets framed for the crime. He's like the foil.
And I think there's even yet another layer, like a foil, like, I just remember this from like English class, is like kind of like the opposite side of the same coin. Like Jessica's cousin Cal is kind of the opposite of her.
Yeah.
So they're like,
oh, yeah.
so I think there's like, I get this. You guys, they were putting some effort in season 2.
It's a lot of deep meanings.
They were really.
That's a good, yeah.
Peter S. Fisher, good for him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, before we jump into the episode, we like to kind of go over the pop culture of the time that this episode premiered.
Okay.
So we can get an idea of what the zeitgeist was like. So first, I turned on my speaker so before it turns off on me. Let's go over the top 3 songs from this week. Oh, this episode aired April 13th, 1986.
It was 90. It looked like I would have sworn it was like 1982 or something. It looked
It
older.
looked
The feather hair was like
yeah.
ladies. So.
The hair, we will get to
I appreciated that. Yeah.
And that woman, she had big hair. I think Kitty. Big hair on a big head. That was. She was like a stick figure. Anyway,
hat on a hat.
It was Hannah. It was a lot. So we're going to start here. The number 3 song of the week of April 13th is a classic song we all know. We can turn that up a little bit.
Oh.
Back when rhyming was simple, we're rhyming sun with fun and run. We're just.
This is written by Prince.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think Prince wrote this song.
Oh.
It's a cover.
Well, I hate to. Then I'm sorry for shitting on Prince's rhyming schemes because
He'll be fine.
he'll get by. I think. It's a great fun 80s song.
We got our CD player. This was one of the first CDs we had, and we also got our Nintendo. So I associate this album with playing Super Mario Brothers, like because those things are like linked in my mind. Those two activities,
Just like on repeat.
Yeah.
Playing to.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's so fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of Prince, the number 2 song this week.
He's having a great week.
He ruled the mid-April 1986.
He has a new biography coming out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm so unfamiliar with Prince. I always thought...
Really?
I was never got into it because I listened to the music my mom listened to growing up, and that was 50s and 60s, and I was never a big music guy. So I always thought Little Red Corvette was Miracle Man. I didn't know until the day he died because we were listening to Sirius Radio at work, and they played Little Red Corvette, and like someone walked by singing Little Red Corvette, and I was like, oh, that's what that is.
You thought it was about like a superhero?
Yeah, Miracle Man. Yeah, he's just about performing miracles, and I was like, okay, Prince, I like it. All right, and the number 1 song. This is Kiss and the Revolution. Got to give the Revolution.
Yeah. Give them their credit.
So like a super duper 80s.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
now I hear it.
Falco.
Yeah, does not get more 80s than
I
Rock Me
recognize it.
Amadeus. And this, I guess I could have looked this up, but the movie Amadeus that won the Oscar came out,
I think it was around the same time.
was this
Within-
for the movie?
I think like Amadeus was just like in the zeitgeist, you know what I
For
mean?
whatever
People-
reason, people were
Yeah.
all about Amadeus?
Yeah, people loved Mozart at the time.
Okay. I'll take your word, Mark, 'cause
I was alive at that time, I remember. My parents had the Amadeus, the movie soundtrack, which is just like Mozart's greatest hits, essentially.
nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with the greatest hits.
I'll be honest, I could not make it through that movie, though.
Amadeus?
Yeah. I tried.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen like 10 years, but I remember enjoying. I love Salieri. What a tragic figure.
Okay.
I have not
That's
swayed you at all. I feel like the 80s were such a good time for like one hit one. Am I like maybe I'm
Yeah.
biased
No,
though because
that's
that's when
right.
I like music became big for me. So I feel like the one hit wonders of the 80s are so much like idiosyncratic.
Yeah,
They're
I
such
think,
like so weird. A lot of them.
I think that's what allowed it to be like such a big thing for One Hit Wonders, because there was so much going on. Like you could kind of come out with this weird song.
Ghostbusters.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
We are the world.
Oh boy. Yeah, you could come out with these weird sounding songs, and it's like it would hit, and then you just go away.
It's like need. Aha.
Yeah. Come on, Eileen. I feel like is like the greatest
Oh,
one hit
yeah,
wonder
yeah.
song of all
They
time.
had
Yeah,
nothing
yeah.
else?
They did nothing else.
I don't think so. Dexy's Midnight Runners,
No?
right?
Yeah.
Oh, that is a great song.
That was it, because I remember watching VH1 had that show where they kind of tracked down one hit wonders,
Yeah.
and they talked to the lead singer Dexy himself,
Yeah.
and he was super bitter about like.
Really?
Yeah, it was really sad because he was. At the end, they tried to get him to be like, "Well, I guess it's cool that people will remember this song like for such a long time," but he was mostly like, "Yeah, that song just really just ruled everything we did, and it was just destroyed us." And he was
Oh, wow.
it's-
Like they're probably so desperate. Like I feel like what you feel like you get your first hit, and like yeah, that's great, but then you really need that second one. Otherwise, like it becomes like an albatross.
yeah, exactly, and
Right.
that's what "Come On Eileen" was. Even though it's like such a great
It
song.
was a great song.
All right, guys, top 3 songs. Good so far, so good. I feel like pop culture. I feel like not letting us down. But now we're gonna get to the movies.
Uh-oh.
Top 3 movies from this week.
Uh-oh.
Number 3, Band of the Hand.
Band of the
I
Hand.
have no idea.
Okay, good. I'm glad. I had not heard
Never
of this.
heard
either.
of that.
Never. Okay, the synopsis. 5 juvenile lost causes are sent to the Everglades, where a war veteran tries to reform them using survival tactics. Their new skills and resolve are tested when a Miami drug lord targets them for trying to clean up their neighborhood.
Sure.
Now you know.
No. but now,
Oh, now that when you start the thing, yeah.
but no, it's like now we got a movie.
all right.
Yeah. It is
Kids versus Miami drug lords in the Everglades. Great.
in the
I should
Florida
watch that.
Everglades. It should be. Yeah, it should be a tired
Curious
story
now.
by now.
I mean, that sounds like a movie from the 80s.
But
It is. I
That
have-
also tells you, like, gives a little perspective on our, like, current pop culture of, like, maybe we don't need to be so enamored with every little thing that comes, because most of it's going to be forgotten.
Yeah, this was the number 3 movie, and it's like I had never heard of it. It's got some people in it. It's got Stephen Lang plays the war veteran. Stephen Lang is the bad guy
From
from
Avatar?
From Avatar, I
And
think most
don't-
notably
Breathe? See that horror movie?
Yes.
Where he plays, like, a blind
the blind
pervert?
guy. hmm
Yeah.
He
You don't watch movies about blind perverts?
no, I would like to. I missed that one.
but he plays a Native American.
Okay.
So
That was totally fine in 1980.
Big swing.
whatever.
starting to make sense why maybe this movie was forgotten a
yes,
little
yes,
bit.
yes.
But they dyed his hair black because I watched it. It is on Amazon Prime.
You watched it.
Do yourselves, because I'd never heard of it, and I was like,
Yeah.
how have I never heard of it? And I'm gonna we're gonna play a game. We're gonna get into the games a little early with the other stars, because there are people in this movie besides Stephen Lang.
Oh, my God.
There are recognizable faces.
What did you think of the movie?
It was like a fun 80s. It was in the same genre as like a Red Dawn. It was better than Red
Is
Dawn.
it
if I could be honest.
PG-13? Or R? Which is
It was not. It was not. Definitely not R.
It's like a family film.
Yeah, it was like a family film. It is literally like, it starts out like these kids in the juvenile delinquent center.
Yeah.
Like they just go pluck them out.
Yeah.
Like one of every. There's a black kid. There's a
Right.
Hispanic
It's
kid.
a social experiment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
got
It's the
it.
first time. So they drop him off with Stephen Lang, who again, hair dyed jet black, wearing a beaded choker. So you know he's Native
Oh,
American.
no.
So, because otherwise you wouldn't be sure.
Right.
And so he slaps him around a little bit and says you either work together or you die in the because they're just in the middle of the Florida Everglades. Like it's like
Yeah.
you can try walking to civilization, you'll never find it. But and then it goes from there, and it's a good time. It's not like a great movie, but it's like
Sure.
it's super duper 80s.
Yeah.
Oh, Lauren Holly is in it. Plays
From Picket Fences?
and Dumb and Dumber. I know her as
Oh.
the girlfriend from Dumb and Dumber. Was she in Picket Fences?
I think she was. I don't know why. That Dumb and Dumber should have been my go-to. But Picket Fences.
She plays a 16-year-old who her boyfriend is one of these
Oh.
guys who gets tried away, and she's trying to find out who he is. And she goes to the drug dealer that he used to work for and is like, "Hey, help me find him." And he's like, "Actually, what I'm going to do is turn you out and turn you into a prostitute." And so,
What?
And it's shockingly easy to turn her into a
That
prostitute.
is
Like
not
a
very
16-year-old girl.
family-friendly.
It's crazy.
Wow.
But it's intense. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to play a game called What's in a Name, just to guess. There's two other names in this, people in this movie, that I feel like are names that people will recognize.
I was going to say, are these the kids or are these like the bad guy, the heavy?
They're two bad guys, so they're a little bit
Okay,
older. So
okay.
they're two bad guys. The
Okay.
kids. Oh, the one of the kids is recognizable. He went on to play Hedwig in Hedwig and the Angry Inch.
John Cameron Mitchell?
Yes, he's one of the kids.
Oh, really?
He plays he's like a mute psychopath.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty great.
I didn't know he was a child actor.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There you go. Wow. Thought we were just going to be talking about Murder She Wrote. I am learning.
You are, yeah.
Expanding my mind.
That's what we're here for. This is
Thank
Murder
you.
She Wrote is secondary. We're here to
Thank
we're here to
you.
expand horizons.
To teach.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, we'll play a quick version of this game. It's called What's in a Name. So what we're going to do, it sounds complicated, but it's not. That's
Okay.
that's the preface. I made Marissa play it at work, and our people listening to this podcast know Marissa. I don't think she's ever watched a movie, and she was still able to play this game. She doesn't know anything
Okay.
about movies. She's very smart, doesn't know anything about movies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the top 5 movies that an actor is known for according to the Letterboxd app,
Okay.
and I'm going to tell you the character names from their top 5 movies.
Okay.
So the first one that I'm going to do, what I'll do is I will give you one name for free, and then you will have $20, and to buy a new name costs you $5.
Okay.
And then however much you have left once you guess the actor is what you win to go to charity.
Great.
Sound good? Everybody
Sure.
on board? And then
Yes.
you guys can play as a team.
Great.
Okay, great.
Does that work? Okay. Okay, this one, I didn't pre-do this one, so this one's going to be very easy. The 5th most popular character that this actor has played is named John Wick.
Oh, Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves. See, you would have won $20.
Wow.
But
Right.
pretend you didn't know.
Big name.
Pretend you didn't know. Like, John Wick, never heard of him. Don't know that character's name. So, like, okay, now you give me $5,
Got it.
and you get another name. You get the 4th most known for name. And his name in this film is Duke Kaboom.
Oh. That's Keanu Reeves.
That's Keanu Reeves, which
Oh.
from Toy Story
Yeah.
4.
Oh, okay.
So that's what we do.
That's his Toy Story 4 is
His-
above John Wick 3.
But John Wick 2 and 1 are the next two.
Ah.
So
Oh, okay.
And then probably like Bill and Ted.
no, number 1 is The Matrix.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Bill and Ted.
I prefer Bill and Ted, but
You know what? I'm blow your mind again. Bill and Ted doesn't crack the top 10.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Speed.
Speed is in there.
Yeah.
We're playing a different game now. What-
Yeah.
It's just a sign of the times, but Always Be My Maybe is above Bill and Ted right now.
Oh, it's probably just like people have watched and like how many reviews that movie has.
I think
Yeah.
it's like how active it is right now. I think
Got
that
it.
has a lot to do with it.
Got it.
Although
Is Keanu Reeves in Band of the Hand?
no, I just
Oh,
picked like a
okay,
famous.
okay,
I just
okay.
picked a famous actor to try and play,
Got it.
No.
I'm
Got
glad
it.
you asked me.
Just so we
Wow.
get it, just-
Times were tough back in, yeah.
just to get a handle on the game.
Got it. I get it.
So they still don't get any money by the way. Let's not make any.
Sure.
Gotta make some kind of a challenge here. Okay. Now we're playing for keeps.
Okay.
All right. The 5th most popular character that this actor played was called. Again, I could have written these out, but I'm just pulling them up on the app. General Brat.
General Brat.
General
Too
Brat.
general, I feel like.
Yeah.
General.
General Brat? Far too general.
I think we have to buy another
Yeah, we
name.
would.
Yeah, we have
Okay.
to buy another name.
By another name, this guy, Hicks Body Double. is his fourth most
Hicks body double?
Hicks body double.
I don't know the name of
Was
body
he a
double.
body double, like in the movie?
Like a little.
Like
Hicks is the character name.
Well, that's Aliens.
And he was a body double
There's a
for
Hicks
it.
in Aliens.
Yeah.
It was Bill Paxton.
Was he Hicks?
I think he was Hicks.
Or was Hicks the like tough general guy?
Was it
Or Michael Biehn.
Michael Biehn? Was that Hicks?
I don't remember.
I don't either. I didn't know this guy was the body double. Again.
I don't know the body double.
This is.
I don't either.
I don't know.
I think Hicks was the tough guy that survived. You know.
Okay, the
until
Michael
late-
Biehn.
Yeah.
I think that's right. Well, he was the body double for that guy, and who knew?
Wow.
This one's tough.
These are hard, Ben.
The next one will be easier. I promise.
Okay.
There's only one more in this
Okay.
movie, but
We have to buy another one.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Charity.
This is going very well so far.
I'm losing my reign as champion.
I will say this is a voice. This is a voice acting.
Okay.
And he played a character called LaRousse.
LaRousse. No, sounds like a Don Bluth movie or something. I don't know though. Just Rockadoodle? I don't know.
No.
I don't. LaRousse?
I'm sorry, I have no
Do you know
idea.
Disney at all?
I don't.
It is a Disney. It's a Pixar joint. I'll tell you the movie because it's not going to help. Like I don't know.
Pixar. LaRousse. That might be Ratatouille.
Yeah, I was thinking Ratatouille.
So it's someone who did a voice in Ratatouille.
Who did a voice in Ratatouille that was also could be a body double for Michael Biehn?
Yeah.
That's a Venn diagram.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, probably not Patton Oswalt.
No, definitely not him.
I know, wasn't Richard Kind one of the voices in Ratatouille? I don't know.
Go with that. Cause
Richard Kind. We're gonna
Not
no?
Richard Kind. That is a good. I actually like that guess. That's a very good guess. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna find. There are a lot of people in this movie. Oh my goodness. I'm still scrolling. He is towards the bottom. This is not helpful. Oh my god, I feel so bad right now. I should have started with the other guy, or maybe even only done the other guy, because you will get that other one. I've never seen a list this long.
Wow.
Oh boy. Oh. He is simply the gang.
The gang?
The gang.
One person is the gang?
That's his
He is.
IMDb
That
name?
is how he is.
Like
that is
a-
how he's listed. The gang.
Of Cool in the Gang, maybe?
Cool could have been one of the other characters. I don't know what to tell you.
The gang? That's one person's name?
The
Who's
gang.
a body double?
And he was a
He was a
body
body
double
double.
and a voice in Ratatouille.
Huh.
I have
I
no
would've never
idea.
guessed.
No.
Okay. Last one.
Oh boy.
Out of money. I'm sorry.
Oh boy.
It's hard, Ben.
Oh boy, I apologize. He played two characters, Butch Pooch and Ace Speck, in his most well-known movie. And again, the
Ace
Butch
Speck?
Pooch?
Butch Pooch and Ace Speck.
It sounds like dogs?
Yeah.
I have.
It's
The-
more
Disney?
Pixar?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll give you the movies. I think there's a movie that's down lower that I think would have helped give
Yeah.
him away. Let's just see if it does help. If
Okay.
I'm wrong, Ajax.
Ajax. I don't know. It's like mythology.
Kind
No.
of, yeah.
Superhero? Not a super
No, not a
comic
superhero.
character? No, I don't know then.
The movie he played Ajax in was The Warriors. The first movie where he
Oh.
played General Brat is Pineapple Express. He was a body double, apparently for Hicks and Aliens. Ratatouille, played LaRousse. Played The Gang in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And played...
Who's the
Yeah,
gang?
he's the king. I just thought-
Maybe it's just like, maybe he was in The Gang. Like, they just credited him. No one else around him was credited as The Gang.
Huh.
So I don't know if he was called The Gang or if he
Who's
was
the-
in...
Where's the gang?
Where is a
then?
gang
Part of
anyway?
the- part of the Manson family at the-
But that's all ladies.
That's all women.
There
It's
were a
just...
couple guys
Except for
there, remember?
Tex.
Yeah, I thought Tex was
But
the
Tex
only...
was too young.
Yeah.
Unless it's Bruce Dern.
No.
No, it's not Bruce Dern.
The most well-known movie, Django Unchained, where he played Butch Pooch and Ace Speck. He worked for Leo DiCaprio's character. And the actor...
Brad Pitt?
No.
Doing
Let me s-
awful.
I'm trying to... It's like,
Django. I'm trying to remember.
let me see. Let me give you another one. Another one that's too far down. Albert Gans is another character he played.
Oh,
What movie is that?
I don't know. Sounds familiar though. I'm really doing terrible.
No. This was a hard one. Neither one of you should feel bad. This is on me, and I take full responsibility, and I apologize profusely.
Don't worry
I'm
about
trying to think of like who was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood that would also be a voice in Ratatouille.
And was around
Once
in
Upon a Time.
Aliens,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was around that time. What a career.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's had a lengthy career. Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
The actor's name, James Remar.
I have to see it.
I would have never
Yeah.
gotten that. Who was the gang?
Oh.
He must have been in like one of the westerns.
He must have been like, maybe he was in the Western, like something.
Yeah.
Oh, was he?
But it's like-
was he at the scene with the bar? Remember how Leonardo DiCaprio kept refilming that scene with the little
Yeah,
girl?
yeah.
He might have been one of the bartender or one of the guys in the back there. Yeah.
Wow.
It's like he's obviously like in good with Quentin Tarantino because he's been in a couple,
Right.
even just like
Right.
small, tiny little things.
He was
like
also
that.
Dexter's dad.
Dexter's
father,
dad, yeah.
Right?
Oh.
Who appeared as a ghost.
All right, guys, are you ready to get one? Let's
easier
let this.
one,
I
Ben.
started with the hard one,
Yeah,
so that
okay,
way
okay.
you could feel elevated by
All
the
right.
second
I
one.
don't know if I would ever in a million years have ever. I've heard of James Remar.
Oh,
He's
I
not
thought-
someone who's let the.
See, I love the Warrior, so in my mind, he's like he's fucking James
I think I've seen
Remar.
it once. That's really. I'm so
Okay.
sorry. I'm really.
No,
offended you.
that's a great movie, and it's like 48 hours. I think he's like just classic. And in Band of the Hand, he plays the Hispanic gang leader.
Boy.
It's rough
Only
sledding.
white people in this movie.
The kids are actually played by people of color.
Okay.
But all the other guys. But there's a scene where he is sitting right before he turns out Lauren Holly. There's a scene where they
I know. So.
Well, at least there's diverse casting in the kids.
yeah. At least but he's sitting on the couch. You think he's snacking, and as we pan around, we see that it's just a giant plate of cocaine.
Oh.
Like on a dinner plate. And it's fucking
This is a PG movie.
it's not R because there's like zero blood.
Wow.
They got away
Band
with
of the
it.
Hand is wild.
Yeah, sounds like it.
You guys come back next week when we will be talking exclusively
Thank you.
about Band
I
of
think of your next podcast, you can do 100 episodes on Band of the Hand.
We're going to do one of those minute-by-minute podcasts
Yeah,
of Band
yeah,
of the Hand. We will have 0 listeners, but I'll do every minute of
It's
it.
about the commitment to the art.
That's what it is. Okay, guys. The first name you're going to get for free
Right.
is $20. This person's 5th most well-known for character
Yeah.
is Bowery King.
Bowery King? What's a Bowery?
You could say the Bowery King.
The
Its credit just
Bowery.
as Bowery King, but it's the Bowery King.
I have no idea.
Well, the Boweries, isn't that like a district in like Steampunk Town or something?
Oh,
This is
yeah,
what's
yeah, you're
evoking
right,
to me.
yeah.
Like the Bowery is like,
Yeah.
is that New York?
I think
Is
so.
it like maybe someone from maybe this is Gangs in New York?
Oh. That could be.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
No, but good guess.
Just put it out there. Okay, more hints.
Yeah, we have
Maurice, want to buy another name?
Yeah.
Okay. The 4th most well-known for is Perry White.
Oh. That could be Lawrence Fishburne.
It could be, and it is.
Okay.
Wow, good job.
See, that's how the game's supposed to go.
That was painful that last round. Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's
Good job. That was
Thank
awesome.
you.
Yeah.
that's how not to do it, and this how to.
Yeah.
But you know, in a way, I'm glad we started with the hard one.
Exactly, because now if we
more
went to
rewarding.
James
Yeah, yeah.
Remar now,
Yeah.
Now I feel like a champion.
Yeah.
exactly. The Bowery King is his character name from John Wick.
Oh, I always thought he was like the Pigeon Man. That's all.
Yeah, that would make more sense.
Yeah.
Let's see. If we kept going, the next one would have been Tyrone Clean Miller from Apocalypse Now.
Sure.
If we kept going after that, it would
To
be
be Morpheus is up there, right?
Morpheus. I think Morpheus is number 1. Second most popular is Bill Foster from Ant-Man and Wasp.
Wow. You would think, I guess like Blackish wouldn't be on there if that's a TV show.
Yeah, this is the only movies I should have brought. I should have mentioned. Unlike IMDb, this does not have
Right,
TV
right.
shows.
Wow. Good for you, Lawrence Fishburne.
See, okay, let me keep track. So,
Yeah.
was that
you're,
a point?
you're $15 up for your charity already.
Okay.
Look at that.
Okay.
See, not too shabby.
Not too shabby at all.
Not too shabby. Okay, so just the brief introduction, the briefest of
Yeah.
introductions to Band of the Hand. Now that we're 25 minutes in,
Right, right.
let's move merrily
And now I've
along.
forgotten
To
everything
the-
that happened in that episode.
Well, did we ever really know it to begin with? Is the question I would
I
ask
think-
you.
Yeah, you two are doing better in following than I was, but
Okay, and we'll just quickly. Oh, Band of the Hand, directed by You thought we were done with Band of the Hand. You were wrong.
You're never done.
I could
with
see
We obviously have to watch it. Yeah.
I could see the look on your face. You guys, I don't know. I was captivated by this movie. I can't turn it off.
Would you really recommend it though?
I would recommend it just to watch this
for the
thing.
hilarious
It's like a cool hour and 40 minutes. It's not going to
Love
take up
an
a
hour
lot.
and 40 minute
It's not
movie.
going to take up a lot of your time. You're going to be in and out.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see some bonkers like 80s, and it's like a decent action movie. It's like got all the fun practical 80s effects. It's really fun.
Cool.
And it's like Reagan era, like they worked in some hardcore like Nancy Reagan anti-drug
Oh.
stuff. So it's just fun to see, like, it's a very, it captures the time very well. But anyway, it was directed by Paul Michael Glaser, who's most well known as Starsky
Yeah.
on Starsky and Hutch, the 70s TV show.
And he directed Kazam, the
Yeah.
Shaquille O'Neal genie movie.
Oh.
So it's like, just, the hits keep coming. Okay, the number 2 movie, moving on, we'll only spend about 20 minutes on this.
Okay.
The number 2 movie, Police Academy 3, Back in Training.
Okay.
So, people still loving Police Academy. They're on the third installment. It's still number 2.
Is that, I wonder, like, because that started out as like a rated R franchise, but then they became like PG.
Very
And then
quickly.
they had like a Saturday morning cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
And they
funny
had
to think about, like,
action figures.
The
and stuff.
Hangover becoming like a,
Yeah.
if
Right.
that became.
Because I remember we had the edited version.
Oh, yeah?
Like when I was a kid of the first one. So, and there was so much nudity and so much
Yeah.
launch they had to edit out of that thing. When I watched it again as an adult, I'm like, this is
It's shocking.
completely different movie. Turns out when he was like, they edited so much, I don't know if you remember the scene where they hide a prostitute under the speech podium for the
right.
the commandant or whatever. And he's like making faces. Turns out she's giving him a blowjob while she's under there while he's giving this speech. But they edited it in a way that like you never would have known what was going on.
You think he's just like having a stroke or something?
You just think like, because they edit out this girl entirely, like you don't even know she's under there. It's just like, he's just making weird noises for no reason. It's
Makes no
insane.
sense, yeah.
It's bonkers. Anyway, number 1 movie from this week of 1986, starring Tom Hanks and Shelley Long, The Money Pit.
Oh, HBO staple. I feel like I watched that a lot growing up.
Yeah, I definitely, like, that was one of my step family. They had like 3 VHS tapes,
That was one.
and that was one of them.
Who was in there?
Tom Hanks and Shelley Long.
Oh,
You just want to see their house fall apart. Like, that's the whole fun of the Money Pit at the end, where they finally, it's like the last half hour is just their house.
Yeah. As like,
Falling
yeah,
apart.
as a little kid, there's not a lot there. Like, as like someone who's like, you're just trying to escape hanging out with your stepfamily
Right.
on the weekends when your dad has custody. That's
Yeah.
thank you, The Money Pit. You killed. Got dark. I apologize. But yeah, the synopsis: just a young couple struggles to repair their hopelessly dilapidated house.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen that one. I probably have seen Police Academy 3. I think I've seen all of the Police Academy.
I think we all have.
Yeah, I think I have too.
One way or another, we've all seen them.
They blend together.
Okay, guys, now we can start talking about the episode. Let's get through it quick, though.
The
We got
perfect foil.
when I'm going to remember something else about Band of the Hand, so we better move this along before
Okay.
Yeah.
before it comes to me. Let's see. I just want to say, like, the first thing that popped up to me is Robert Forster,
Yeah.
like a young Robert Forster. Rachel,
characters?
you watched. He played the murderer ultimately.
Oh, okay.
Oh, for those that
Yes.
didn't see it, quick synopsis.
Right.
Jessica gets summoned to New Orleans because her cousin, like her aunt or whatever,
Was
calls
worried
her.
about her cousin.
It's like, yeah, I get a letter from him once a month. Haven't gotten my letter this month. You have to go check on him. You're flying to Houston. So fly by way of New Orleans because that's how planes work. And so she's like, okay.
Right.
And when she gets there, he gets accused of murder, and she helps prove that he was falsely accused.
Yeah, it's all set in like Mardi Gras, a lot of like
Yeah.
Eyes Wide Shut style parties happening.
It is. You guys were talking during the episode that you've not been to.
I'm sorry.
If you could please keep it quiet. If you would like to be asked back on this podcast, you will be quiet during
Listen
the
to us
episode.
there,
You
yeah.
all respect the text.
You guys just mentioned that you had not been to
New Orleans.
New
Right.
Orleans, and I was wondering. It seemed like I've not been to Mardi Gras. I've been to New Orleans, but not
Okay.
during Mardi Gras. Is it just like Halloween? It seemed like they were just doing dress-up parties. Is that what it's really like? Is just
From what I've seen, I think there's a lot more drinking.
that's the thing. It seems
No.
like there's a lot less masks but all literary themed, by the way. Like I guess
Very highbrow
Very-
for a
it's-
gambling den's
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Mardi Gras party.
It's like, shouldn't this be like a party on an episode of Frasier and not so much
Yeah.
in a gambling den?
Right.
But I guess it's like a high-end gambling den. Like
So-
it's literary. Like there's only 4 people playing one game. That's the opening scene. Is like
Yeah.
one of the games. There's a man in a tuxedo, Robert Forster, who's like the butler,
He's
essentially.
Yeah, he's maybe just because he's Robert Forster, I assumed he was the enforcer, but it kind of just seemed like he was like, just like
They were hanging out.
he was just kind of the butler. Yeah, he was just there to kind of give
Right.
people what they needed.
Well, he does remove the cousin forcibly. Like he grabs him, and when he yells, "I'm going to kill you."
When he's accused of cheating,
Right.
yeah. So, in New Orleans, is gambling legal?
I don't think so. I don't
We're
know.
meant to believe this is like an underground.
It's like a card room, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm sure those happen. I'm sure they happen, right?
Well, that's the thing, because like this whole thing gets like IOUs get brought up endlessly in this episode.
Yes.
So it's like, so this guy has an IOU for an illegal gambling establishment. It's like,
That's not binding. I would
I was
think,
gonna say,
right?
they want you, then don't pay.
Yeah.
Get out of town and don't pay. You'll be fine.
Right. I don't know. I mean, you can drink in the street, right?
in New Orleans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there are different rules there. Yeah, I don't know about the gambling rules in,
They're like, if you show up to a cop with an IOU and be like, he hasn't paid,
right,
You gotta pay him.
They might
you,
help you.
have no choice. You signed this IOU.
I feel like in reality, like that was a very chaste, like New Orleans party. But for the Murder She Wrote audience, that's like, whoa,
Right.
this is wild. There's like people dancing. There's confetti.
Yeah, people
So
knock
much
JB
confetti.
over. You know,
Yeah.
she was being kind of
She
abused.
was. I did honestly love the part of the episode where she was bouncing back and forth. It was a solid 5 minutes where she was going from
Like a
character to
pinball.
Yeah,
character,
yeah.
bouncing back and forth, trying to find Cal.
That's true.
Well,
That's
she's
true.
Angela Lansbury is like a master of being like befuddled, or like I mean,
That's-
like physical comedy. You
That's
know?
like on her resume when she was starting out. I feel like that was like special skills befuddlement.
Yeah.
because this was top shelf befuddlement.
Yeah, she was giving her all.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we get the scene. Jessica's like, yeah, okay, I'll go check on him.
Right.
We get Aunt Mildred, who I actually think, her name was Aunt Mildred, literally,
Yeah.
on the episode, played by Penny Singleton, known for being the voice of Jane Jetson.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, she did, and this was her last non-Jetson acting role.
Good for her. And she
Yeah.
just looked like she sat on a porch for 5 minutes,
It's
had
yeah,
a cat in her lap.
Yeah.
that's the thing. I feel like they came to her. They,
Right.
they didn't even make her
They
leave
didn't
her
have to
house.
decorate it all. It was all done.
This is one of those things like Jessica is, or Angela Lansbury is well known for having like actors that are a little old in the tooth on, so they can kind of keep their insurance through SAG. So this kind
Yeah.
of reeks of like, come on,
Some nepotism. Maybe.
just come sit down. You sit down, you pet a cat for 2 minutes, you tell me to go to New Orleans.
Right.
This way you can keep your insurance.
But that is like the flavor of the show. Is
Yeah.
like older people.
Oh, yeah, it's
involved. You know what I mean?
100%.
That's like what we like. I think that's why it
Right.
stands the test of time.
That's the thing, because every episode, especially in these early seasons, you watch something and you're like, oh, I know that person.
Right.
Even if you can't call out their name immediately, you're like, go to IMDb. Oh yeah, I've seen 18 movies that this
Right.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just watched one because I also watched them on my own. Just one with Janet Leigh from Psycho was in.
Oh, amazing.
And she was like the villain. She was kind of like a real like Hell on Wheels kind of character, and that was a lot of fun. Seeing her with like a 80s style bouffant
Yeah.
and like in a metallic multicolored dress, it was pretty
cool.
great.
She wants to go against type. She doesn't want to be the, I'm sure like,
She can't be the victim all her life.
yeah, exactly.
Right. So who do you think the target audience was for the show? It was like families and elderly people. I mean, that was sort of. I watched it with my family when I was growing up.
Yeah, my mom used to watch, and we'd always make fun of her. But now I've grown to appreciate
Yeah.
the circle of life.
That's
You know?
Yeah, I do think it was just like targeted at like older people, and it was.
But it was a family show. I
It
mean,
was-
you could
yeah.
watch it with your kids. And,
Yeah, you could watch it. There was never anything like the amount of blood we saw in this episode was the most blood kind of
Right.
peak. That's
Right.
you're not
Yeah.
going to see more than that. It's
A thimble.
a thimbleful of blood. Like this man was murdered, like with a like stabbed in the heart, and like there wasn't enough to even make like a coherent puddle. It was just
Right.
like they took
barely
a
write
cotton
the
ball
name,
and
yeah.
So it is definitely a family show about someone dies every episode, but it is still
Yeah,
Well,
A
murder
family
mysteries
show.
is a classic genre. You know, we're never getting rid of it. It's always been, always
Mm-hmm.
will.
for sure.
forever and ever. Amen. Okay, so Aunt Mildred sends her on her way.
Yeah.
That's when we see the gambling scene that we touched on, where just Cal accuses what was the boss's name?
Ben?
Was it?
I don't know. He wasn't around because you only saw him in the first scene, And then the next time you see him, he's in disguise. You're like, wait, is that the guy we saw who's like a real jerk? Or he's like one or two scenes. He has a scene in the gambling hall at the beginning. That's the very first scene. And then he's like roughing his girlfriend up.
Or Kitty.
Yeah.
He grabs Kitty.
Yeah, and they put him in a mustache and hat. Like, they dolled him up, like Mark pointed out, thankfully, because I was like, I don't know who this murder victim is. Like, but they let us know. Oh, it's actually...
Yeah, right?
It actually was him.
Right.
Just a couple of quick other things. So his name was Mitch Payne, the guy that got killed, I think. And he was played by David Hedison. And he is, most notably, he played Felix Leiter in the James Bond movies. From Roger Moore to Tim Dalton.
Oh.
That's cool.
And let's see. And then Cal Fletcher was played by Peter Boners. Boners with a Z.
Thank you. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Yes. He is a longtime TV director. Directed Bob Newhart Show, Friends, Murphy Brown, the good Murphy Brown. Not the reboot.
Oh.
Someone's saying it.
Thank
The
you.
good Murphy Brown. And ironically, he would go on to direct Police Academy 6.
Oh, wow.
So look at that. All kinds of...
They
that...
did decline as they went on, right?
I feel like there's like you could always turn into a conspiracy theorist, like connecting the dots. Like,
Do you want to see the yarn that I have in the other? If you guys will follow me to the other room, I will show you how this all links back to Band of the Hand.
Okay. How deep does this go?
Okay. Those are all the people that were... No, but this was a good cast. This had a lot of like notable...
Stacked. I thought it was stacked.
It was a very stacked cast. Okay. Let's see. I do like when they get to the party after Jessica gets bounced around a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She keeps watching people go in the door, which if they didn't place this, they played super ominous music over it. If they hadn't played that, it would have just been someone coming out of a door.
How do you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Because they turn off the party Mardi Gras music, and literally with the guy that was dressed as the Pope, he just walks out. It's like the bathroom could have been in there.
Right.
We don't know. He literally just walked. He didn't like crouch out and like look around a little bit.
Right.
He just walked out of a door, but they played ominous music, and we're like, okay,
Yeah, and
I'm supposed
his
to pay
voice was
attention.
muffled. It was hard to understand what he was even saying.
When the nose guy,
Yeah.
Cyrano.
when Cyrano was banging on the door, I didn't understand a word. I didn't know that was supposed to be a...
I didn't pick
Yeah.
up on a stutter.
I did not pick up on a stutter at all.
Yeah.
And I was like, I thought it was going to be like the person that yelled didn't have a stutter. And that's like, well, if he had yelled, we would have heard a stutter. We didn't hear a stutter.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh no, he stuttered when he yelled. It's like, okay, well, I guess that theory doesn't really work. Because I didn't...
Yeah, so it was hard to follow.
The music, yeah, they didn't kind of modulate the music or whatever that well. Because it was hard to understand a lot of the conversation. And then when Jessica first went to the hotel to check in another delightful scene where she is...
Yes, I
trying
love
to-
when she's rebuffed. It's always fun seeing whenever someone's rude to Jessica because that never happens.
No.
And she's always like, well,
And she usually...
but still in a sweet way. She's never like mean.
She's never mean, and usually when someone does try to like rebuff her, she doubles down as like puts them in their place because she's right.
Yeah,
But
But
she was
this
pretty
time-
mean to that lawyer, though.
but he was a creep though. Did he have it coming?
Yeah.
She's like mean in like your nice grandma way. You know what I mean? Like
guess
like
so.
passive aggressive. Like a
Right.
It's like, yeah, he had it coming. In this world, it's like actually it's like what you were talking about with Midsummer. But it's like the boyfriend cheated on his girlfriend. So in this world of the horror movie we're in, he deserves what he got.
these are the stakes we're playing.
Exactly.
I want to hear you talk about Midsommar.
Well, by the time this comes out, it'll probably be on Blu-ray.
So you guys, yeah, the director's cut. Check it out.
check it out.
Yeah.
3 hours. I haven't seen it yet, but I want to see the 3-hour version.
It was playing at the theater by us. I can't do a horror movie. I was.
Oh, really?
I love horror movies,
I
and
love
so
horror.
I'm bummed out that I missed it in theaters. Was it good?
I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah?
Did you like Hereditary?
I did.
Well, then check out
Except
Midsummer.
the last 10 minutes, I thought it kind of jumped the shark a little bit. But...
Well, you'll probably feel the same
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah.
That seems to be his.
That's.
like,
I've only listened to
calling
podcasts.
card.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I love that he goes that big.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I love a big swing. I had a good time. It's dark and like
Is it genuinely scary?
it's unsettling more than scary.
Okay.
It's not like woo. It's
Because
not like
I mean,
jump scares.
you know the scene in Hereditary where the son comes downstairs and his mom is up in the corner.
Yeah.
That scared the shit out of me.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean that was genuinely really fun.
Anytime there's like a shot and like there's something there and like it's not the camera revealing it,
Yeah.
but you yourself discover it
Yeah.
on your own. Because I remember like in the theater, you'll hear people go, "Oh!" before, and then you're like, "What?
Yeah.
And then you see it.
And then you see it in the
yeah.
in the
And
corner.
they go, "Oh,
Yeah.
it got me."
That was like I feel like the last like horror movie I saw, I think was Insidious, And Insidious
That's a while ago.
was good at that, and that's what kind of put me out. Because,
Yeah.
like, there was nothing, it wasn't a jump scary movie. It was just creepy and tense, and
Yeah.
that's what, like...
That's a lot what Midsommar is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I liked
that's...
it, though.
All right.
I can't, I can't.
You can't watch
I
it?
turned into a total... I used to love horror movies. Can't do them anymore.
Really?
Used to absolutely love them. I can't anymore.
Yeah.
I've turned into I've regressed into a child.
You're
Like,
becoming Murder, She Wrote. Like, that's
I am
like bloody as you can handle.
that is as much as I
It
can
has
do.
affected you.
I was bullied into seeing It Chapter 2 and barely slept that night. I had to leave.
Really?
I had to leave Sunny in Philadelphia.
Wait,
and
you
it's
saw it
like,
last weekend?
Yeah, and it's like not even scary.
No.
Like, I'll admit it's not even scary. Still
Wow.
had to barely slept.
you
Had the
recommend
TV on all night. If you saw part 1, just finish
Not
it
as good
off.
as part 1.
No.
No, but it's worth it for Bill Hader.
Too many flashbacks. That
Oh,
was
Bill
my
Hader's in it.
problem.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Bill Hader's in it, and
Alright,
it's just... Yeah, I wanted it to be all adults.
Move forward. Yeah, because then
That's
we
it.
don't feel like connected to the adult characters as we did to the kid characters.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, we already know the kid characters. We let in.
And they also like clearly CGI'd these kids.
Oh,
Like,
Finn
to
Wolfhard.
de-age them, but also Ben too looked.
Yeah.
they had like a weird glow, fuzziness to them. They looked
Because
unsettling.
it's been 2 years. They grew so much.
Yeah, it's like Uncanny Valley kind of
It
stuff.
Yeah.
distracted you a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like they really doubled down on Finn Wolfhard on his
They were
glasses.
huge.
I feel like to draw the attention away from the rest of his face,
Yeah.
they're like,
Yeah.
just eyes up here, because down here is
Right.
all Superman from
Yeah.
Justice League. Do not look,
Right?
do not look
Do
down
not pay
here.
attention to this.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still not as scary as the series from the 90s or whatever, right? The TV series.
I
very-
haven't seen that. Did you think that was scary?
I thought so.
I don't know. I think
I
if you
mean-
watch it now, it does look like an episode of Murder, She Wrote.
You think so?
Like production value wise, like it's the same like budget essentially.
Yeah.
You're
But
right.
Tim Curry is incredible.
So scary.
When the chapter 1 came out, I was homesick one day and Spike was re-airing the whole 4-hour miniseries.
Oh, fun.
So I just rewatched. I watched
Yeah.
it for the first. I'd never watched it before.
Oh, really?
And it actually is pretty creepy. And again, my bar is very low, so
Right.
But
take that
sometimes
with a
there
grain of
is
salt.
like when like a TV series like a lower budget does like horror in a way like because it looks like an episode of Murder She Wrote or like a Family Time when they do like horror it somehow is
There's a
creepier than like
grittiness
in a
to it.
movie than like in a slick looking movie.
I think that's what it is.
Something about that is unsettling.
It's less polished. I think
Yeah.
that goes a long way. And then having like Tim Curry had to do the work. Like he didn't
he
have
had
anything.
to do the work. He always does.
So
He's always doing the work.
So it's like it relies on him to be creepy. And
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
I do think though this new Pennywise. That when I think of Pennywise, which I often do, I do think of this new one. Bill, like he's the
He's
one that
amazing.
pops into my head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's fantastic. I think
Whenever
think
you
they're
pass a
bo-
gutter.
What's that?
Whenever you pass a gutter.
Whenever I pass the gutter, I'm looking up. There's Bill Skarsgård, not Tim Curry.
they're in chapter 2. If you want people on their knees yelling into a gutter,
Catnip.
multiple scenes of people
You're
on their
gonna be
knees
in
yelling.
heaven.
There's a lot of gutter talk in this episode.
Yeah,
in that movie.
Talk about gutter talk, right?
folks.
All right. Sorry for that.
Okay.
All right,
No,
back
yeah,
to,
we keep
that's
getting-
back to Jessica. Yeah.
This was a good episode, but it's like I feel like it was a lot of the mystery wasn't so much built up. This was a lot of like characters. It was Jessica going to New Orleans and wandering her like at a dinner date with this French detective.
Yeah.
Can we
There's
know so how often she gets hit on? Because I wasn't aware of that, and I wonder if she like wanted them to write that into the script. You know.
No, in fact, I don't know if she wanted them to write the flirting in,
Yeah.
but she said like she starts the show. She's widowed,
Right.
and Angela Lansbury is like she will not date. Not one time will she go on a date. She is an independent woman.
This is what she wanted for the
This
character.
is what Angela Lansbury. These were one of her terms. If she's like, if I'm going to play this character,
Oh, okay.
here's one of my terms.
Got it.
She's single. She will remain single. She will not date. She will have peers because there's like the when the ones that take place in Maine, there's the sheriff and
Right.
the
Right.
doctor. She's like, she'll have peers. She'll have friends. She will not date. She's a widowed woman. The
Right.
love of her life is gone. She's not looking to replace him.
Okay.
So I don't know if she was like, but if people want to throw it at her, that's fine. She's like, I'm not going to fight that.
I just watched the pilot not a few months ago, and there she kind of does think about dating a guy hits on her.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
then she does consider like, is this relationship going? So like, do I want to like? Then ends up he's a murderer.
That
Threw her off her game, obviously.
Threw her
right?
off again.
Yeah,
but
maybe
the
that's-
pilot. Did you guys cover the
we
pilot?
did cover the pilot.
I thought the pilot was fascinating.
The pilot is really amazing.
It's because like she's never written a book even.
No,
The
this
first
is,
20 minutes are just her like becoming a famous author. And it's referenced in this episode when he said, I saw you on TV eviscerate a book critic. And like, oh, that happened in the first episode.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that was...
You're a real student.
I'm a real student of J.B. Fletcher. But I was like, oh, there's a fun Easter egg for the fans. Well, yes, I am. What do they call Murder, She Wrote, like, fans? Is there, like, Trekkies?
You would think, yeah.
Cabot
I feel like,
Covers?
yeah.
Fletchers?
Ooh, Fletcher. I feel like we almost had one once, but I can't remember what it was. No, there's nothing like, what's it, the My Favorite Murder Took Murderinos. I feel like that would have been a good one.
Oh, sure. I mean, that was 30 years after, but yeah.
Yeah. There's Fansberries is a thing. Like, fans of
cute.
Angela Lansbury. Like, that is a thing.
She was in Mary Poppins.
She was great in that. She was...
What was that? She was playing Julie Andrews' role, though?
Obviously.
Yeah.
Julie Andrews said, like, oh, I don't want to take focus off of Blunt. But I'm like, is that why?
Yeah.
I
right?
don't think
just
that's...
had to sit in a bench for 5 minutes.
You had to sing a song about balloons. I think it would have been okay.
Yeah. I think you'll be fine. Just cash that check, Julie. Who cares?
What are you waiting for, Princess Diaries 3? Come on.
Because when I was Angela Lansbury, like, oh. It's not like, oh, well, she's so attached to this Mary Poppins franchise. I guess she was in another Disney movie.
That's the thing. Like, you have to connect a couple dots to get from Bedknobs and Broomsticks to Mary Poppins. It's like, same time frame, same general.
Same magical British lady.
Dancing with cartoons.
Yeah.
It happened so long ago. Will people remember it wasn't her? Probably not.
Probably not. People are dumb.
Mm-hmm.
People are very dumb. This is Trump's America. No one's going to know.
No one's going to know.
Okay, where are we?
So we're at the party.
We're at the party. I learned a new vocabulary word in this episode.
What?
Furnadence.
Furnadence?
Furnadence, you're right, yeah.
The dense furniture leaves in your carpet.
Oh.
Is that a thing she just made up,
She
you
just
think?
made it up.
I almost feel like she did because when she was telling the detective, like, oh, did you notice the furnadence? And he's like, what? She's like, furnadence. He's like, what? And she said, furnadence. She really repeats, like, if someone doesn't know what you're saying, don't just keep repeating it.
She made it up, yeah.
And so she's like, the dense furniture. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, this was like her Mean Girls fetch moment.
It was. She was just being very condescending.
Furnadence is not going to happen,
It's
JB.
not a thing.
Someone needed to call her out. Where's Rachel McAdams when you need her?
I'm Googling it right now. I want to know.
I bet it's real. That seems like, because like old people from that generation, they knew about like maintaining a home more than we, because everyone rents now.
Right.
No one can afford a home anymore.
Right.
No, this carpet hasn't been changed out in a dozen years.
You have Furnadence,
There's
though.
Furnadence everywhere. We're lousy with Furnadence.
Can't get rid of these Furnadence to save the life of me.
It's in Urban Dictionary, so
Well, that's my number one source.
count it. Count it. Okay, so we learned Furnadence.
Okay.
Love it.
I never quite understood, though, because they're like, when she noticed those, she moves the couch and is like, oh, there's blood back here.
Because they were high. That's where the body was hid.
But then
Hidden?
But when did they move it? Or did he move himself?
He killed the guy, then put him behind the couch and pushed the couch back.
But
Why?
then they
How
found
did
him
that
in the
help
middle of the room, didn't they?
So I guess they would be like behind the couch against a wall, kind of, and the body's like in the crook.
But it wasn't pertinent to the story, right? It didn't matter that the couch was moved.
I guess that was the point, was that the body was, because people said we went into the room and we didn't see a body. But it's like that's because it was behind the couch.
Okay.
So did they once they broke the door down, he was in the middle of the room. Did someone then come back and move? Did Robert Forster, when he was dressed as...
Oh, right? I don't know. This
he-
mystery was like...
So the whole
Did he
point of that was
move
just
the
that
body
you wouldn't
to
know
the-
exactly when the killing happened, right? Because it could have happened earlier, but the
Right.
body was moved, so you didn't know exactly when it happened.
So he was just relying on the fact that other people would go into this room, not notice the dead
Right.
body back there, to give him more time to
change out of this...
to get his alibi
and
Yeah.
to
together.
plant the costume, I guess.
And to
Right.
get...
Oh yeah,
and
because he had to
get
get back to his apartment and put the
Because
To
he
get
lived in the
Cal.
alley next door.
Yeah, so he had to get Cal Fletcher.
Right.
They drugged him and brought him over to his
Right.
place. He had to have time to do that, and then once he did that, he went back, snuck in the room,
And then
and
revealed...
moved the body
Oh, because
back.
he wanted to frame Cal for it.
So then he moved the
wrote-
body back
And wrote the name in blood,
and wrote the name in blood.
right?
I think that's right. I think we did
Oh,
it.
boy.
I know. It seems like a little far-fetched.
It's a little overly
For the
complicated.
first time, Murder, She Wrote's a little far-fetched. I mean, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Would it be easier just to leave New Orleans?
That's it.
Because he killed the guy because he wanted to run away with his abused.
Yeah, because he was like, I'm going to
girlfriend.
kill whoever is messing around with Kitty. He knew
Yeah.
someone was messing around with Kitty.
Right.
And then
Just take Kitty.
the congressman and his wife,
They had IOUs, right? They had
they
gambling
IOs, so that was their thing.
But
Yeah.
how did that relate to the murder?
She wanted him to be president, the congressman.
Uh-huh.
Not Kitty, the congressman's wife, whatever her name was. Wanted him
Blanche's sister from Golden
to be...
Girls.
Blanche's sister from Golden Girls.
Right.
Wanted him to be president, so she was worried that if he had IOUs out to this gambling kingpin, that it would hurt his presidential campaign.
They were just suspects.
Oh, I see. That
You
was just
gotta
to-
have suspects.
That was just to be another suspect.
That was just a red
Got it.
herring.
Got it.
So, that's how they factored in.
Got it.
Okay, so your two primary suspects are the congressman and his wife.
Right.
And then Gil wasn't, I guess, really not even...
Not till the end, really.
Not until the end was he brought up to it.
Yeah.
Okay. So he was pretty obviously then, and for Murder, She Wrote, it's like, oh, he's the guy that they haven't even pointed a finger at yet? Okay.
Yeah.
He did it.
Right. And you were supposed to suspect the detective, the one who was hitting on.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes,
Red
they even
herring.
had you... That was good. I thought that they did a good job with, like, that kind of slow reveal because he had, like, gone on 2 dates with her at that point. And then when she did really kind of throw that in his face and rebuff him is when he really got pissy with her. And was...
But was he really interested, or was he just trying to distract her?
I think he was interested.
I think so. Yeah, I think he was... It was just like... But maybe it was because when she tried to bring up the thing, he's like... He wouldn't let her change the subject, and he
Right.
just kept going on. So maybe he was just trying to keep her busy. Because it's season 2, she solved 45 crimes up until now. Maybe
point.
he's aware of
She's a
her...
master sleuth.
Maybe he's aware of her reputation.
Her
He's like,
record
Right.
is she's never been wrong.
yeah. She's literally never been wrong.
She's basically like an X-Men. Like, her powers about, like, not only does she pay attention when things are important, but when things are not important,
Yeah.
when she's just a loud party, she's paying attention to everything.
Right.
She has like 100% recall
Yeah.
every moment of her
Maybe
life.
because she doesn't drink.
That's why.
She's very on point, you know. She's
Yeah. Mine is fresh, just tea and lobster.
That's the key, yeah. And she's, 93 now,
right.
so...
She's still kicking.
Right, and sorry, forgive me because of my ignorance, but she never got any kind of training on any of this. She just taught herself.
I think she's naturally observant.
Yeah. She was a school teacher by trade.
Right.
And then when she retired, she started writing mystery novels.
Yeah.
It's just something that she's
Is there a
seemingly...
season where she's, like, teaching at a university?
Come season 8, I want to say, she moves to New York and starts teaching writing at a school in New York.
Wow.
The ratings were slipping. They had to do something.
A school!
New York City! Guys, joke's on us.
It worked.
Back to number 1 in its time slot.
Right.
I did love her quote, which is like a classic Fletcher quote. When she's talking to the detective, when he first gets there, she's like, I assure you I have no intention of interfering in your case.
Right.
Like, Jessica, killing it.
Yeah.
I feel like, in a way, though, she probably doesn't have any intention. Like, I'm not intending to mess up his case, but I will find the truth. You know what I mean? It's like,
I almost think
she's not there to mess up the case.
Right.
She's there to clear her cousin.
Right.
This is like the dark side of her mutant ability, though.
Sure.
Is she has all this attention to detail. She's like hypersensitive to all of it, but she can't turn it off. So that's like her thing. Like, she would love to not interfere and just let the
She can't
police
help
do their
herself.
work, but she can't.
Yeah, she never has an
simply
interaction where
can't.
she just seems to be enjoying herself, right? Is always, for some other end, to...
Sure.
Right?
Usually the first 5 minutes of an episode, she might be having a good time. Like, she's riding a bike through town, like, collecting bagels or
Yeah,
something. You know?
Yeah, she has to bring over to Seth, and they have a little
Yeah.
chit chat, and he tries to pretend he's smarter than her for 5 seconds, and then she,
quickly
Shuts
moves
him
into
down.
the other mode.
Or sometimes she has, like, book business, meeting with her agent, or, like, she's on set, or, like, they're making a movie out of one of her books.
those are always good. Anything to do with her books, those episodes I feel are always pretty on point.
I like anything with her books, anything, like, in Hollywood or Broadway, anything with, like, big personalities like that.
Yes, when they go big and broad, especially the early seasons. They go very big and very broad.
Yeah.
Just real quick, the pilot.
Yes.
There's a later episode. I think it's like season 7. That guy gets out of prison and is accused of murder again, and JB is on the scene.
Wow. I bet this time he didn't do it, though.
I'll never tell.
I mean, I clearly would if I knew, but that is the dark side of my mutant power.
Okay, and there's in the scene when they're pulling out they get to Cal's apartment because she goes and finds her cousin Cal, wakes him up, and the other cop, the deputy or whatever, pulls the key out. again, we say it on pretty much every episode, but no one's wearing gloves of any kind, traipsing
Right.
through crime scenes.
Yeah, yeah.
And the way this cop pulls the key out of the pocket, he could not put his thumb more all over.
on
Like
it.
he's like, it's like quitting. He's like purposely smiling. And I'm like, this is horrible. He like has like you can barely see any of the key. Like
Right.
even just you were directing episodes. Like, hey, John, just let us pull a little more. We just need to see that it's a key. It's not reading as a key. All we see is meaty thumb, guy. You need.
He's kissing it.
He's just licking it a little bit. And it's
Yeah.
like, is this what a
It's
detective?
a key, all right.
Do they ever treat the crime scene like a real crime scene? No, because she's
No.
always just allowed to traipse in there.
People just walk on
Yeah.
I feel like that would create like an unbelievability where like yes they're careful enough to put gloves on, but they're letting this little old lady wander around through the crime scene.
Right,
So
with
it's
no
like
real credentials.
yeah,
through. How old is she in this? Like late 60s, 70s?
she was 70 when the show ended. So
Wow.
in this, she is like late 50s, early 60s in this episode.
Wow. People just also looked older.
Yeah, she
back
does
then.
look
I feel
older
like the
than late
styling
50s,
too.
early
The
I feel
styling
Yeah.
definitely like the big
The
hair and
clothes.
everything, the clothes for sure. Like it just ages people.
I thought she was 70 something in this.
yeah, no,
But now she's how old?
she's 93.
Oh, right.
Yeah, 94 when this episode comes out.
Right.
She has a birthday in October. Happy birthday.
Oh, wow.
Happy birthday, Jessica. Or Angela, whatever your name is.
Have you ever reached out to her? Is she in LA?
She is back and forth, but she is in LA sometimes. We actually had one of our listeners, Steffi. She did for charity, she did a reading of a play, and the name skips me, but if you pay it, to go to this thing, money goes to charity. If you pay a little more, you get a meet and greet with Angela Lansbury.
Ooh.
And so you can bring her gifts. We had like a little Funko Pop made of Jessica Fletcher for Steffi to give to her, and we put a little card in there just saying like, thank you for your show, you're awesome,
Right.
blah, blah, blah. We never heard anything, but it's like, they said it got to her.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
There you go.
So she, at the very least, looked at our card and was like, okay, fine.
What is it? Like,
What's
imagine
a
someone had to
podcast?
explain a podcast to her.
Yeah.
It's like a radio show on your phone.
Yeah.
What?
So one of her grandkids is still explaining what a podcast is to her,
Yeah.
and as soon as it clicks, we're going to be hearing from her. Mark my words.
She's going to be busting down this door.
But Marissa had a run-in with her in Santa Monica when she was very, very young. Or maybe when she was still in her mother's womb or something.
A negative run now, or?
No, just like bumped into her at the
Oh, okay.
farmer's market.
Got it.
But I work with a guy who yelled at her in a supermarket. He was trying to get to the eggs and she was in his way, so he said, "Hey, move it!" And it turns out it was Angela. He's a rude man, so
Okay. I hope he felt terrible after that.
he really did.
After National Treasure.
After he yelled at National Treasure Angela, yeah, he felt appropriately terrible about himself.
Good.
Let's see. A couple more things just in my notes. I have the red jacket she was wearing for the second half of the episode.
Yeah.
It was like blood red. It had some like strappy, loopy things on the shoulders.
She had turned the cuffs up.
She had
Just
turned,
like-
yeah.
a little
She was
sporty
wearing
look.
a little brooch, a little silver.
Yeah, I was
gold
thinking like her brooch game, and a match for earrings. It was pretty good.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, so that was looking good.
Well, she was in a police station, so she's got to be a little, a little tougher
Yeah.
customer.
That's
was.
right. She can't be covered with confetti.
No.
No one's gonna take her seriously.
No,
then.
no. She can't be in a dress.
No. She's got to class it up.
Got to be ready to get in the gutter.
Yeah,
That's
it was
right.
Kind of a suit. Yeah.
Let's see. And when the congressman's wife went to talk to Kitty to talk about the IOUs, I just like the little aside when she's like at the end, she's like, "Oh, by the way, you banging my husband?"
Yeah.
Quick question. Just wondering. Just the way she brought it up, she's like, "No, I've been engaged to this other guy who's twice my age, and I'm loyal to him."
I always feel like I can tune out in scenes when Jessica's not in them because, this information won't ever be relevant. Because if Jessica doesn't know it, why do I need to know it?
That's a
Right.
very good point.
True.
Unless it happens like pre-murder, that's something she can discover.
Right.
Yeah.
Why are we doing this?
Why do I
You're
need
just
to see
padding the
this?
episode because you need to get to 44 minutes.
But then sometimes it's fun when you have a scene with you conniving tramp. You know what I mean?
But
You
you
have
always-
a fun campy scene.
I always got a fiery redhead, and she was our fiery redhead for the episode.
Yeah.
Let's see. There was a scene where I think it was Robert Forrester, or maybe it was the lawyer, had a cigar in his mouth,
It was the lawyer.
Yeah.
constantly rotating it in his
It
mouth.
was really oral fixation.
Is that how cigars work?
I didn't think so.
I don't think
I
so.
haven't
Maybe
seen
that's
that.
he rolled it himself, and that's a way to
And
seal
to seal it?
Because
It was-
it didn't look like a traditional cigar.
It was very moist on the end, and that just it
Too
was
moist.
It was you
upsetting.
A moist cigar is the last thing you
People
want in
hate
your
that
mouth.
word, and we hate seeing it too.
It was. That's what it was. It was visible moist.
Saliva, moist saliva.
Moist.
Great
saliva.
band. I saw them at Kushcon.
Okay. I think that's about all I got. Oh, the detective called JB stubborn, piggish, and mule-headed.
Which was, if you're interested in this woman, this is how you butter her up.
He was. It's nagging.
I
It's
think he
an
realized-
art of hitting on women. It's called nagging.
Yeah.
Introduced to us by whatever scumbag was on that
Neil
cable show.
Strauss.
Is
Or
that
a
who it was?
mystery.
The game.
Yes,
Mystery,
mystery.
that's the name of the book, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
But
You ever-
and he
was
was-
called the game. No.
It was, well, it's like 10 years old. It's pretty gross.
Oh.
It's about like an art of like pickup artists, essentially. But
Right.
it's all be an asshole
Yeah.
and be rude. And like,
Right.
this is how you get a girl with low self-esteem, essentially. Like, it's for bad people.
Right.
that's the best way to describe it. It is for bad people.
I think at that point he realized she was not interested, and so that he had no more
And was he
pretension.
French or was that supposed to be like Cajun?
I think it was supposed to be Cajun, but it just came off as French, right?
Right?
Yeah, that confused me as well. It was not.
What
a
was
good
it? His name
accent.
was like Cavette.
Yeah. I don't know.
It was not a good accent.
Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had better accents. The last part of the episode was literally just JB literally walking people through the crime.
Right.
It looked like a tour of an old house. Like you, even when they were
Yeah.
going from one room to the other, just like the people silently lining up in single file
Right.
and walking to the other room. We saw every moment of that too, by the way, as they walked into the other room, and then she, went bit by bit on the thing. It's like
Right.
it was a little. It just seemed like overly explanatory. It's like okay.
Yeah.
It's also very complicated, the crime. Like, this one felt like particularly complicated, like the actual murder and how she solved it. It just felt very convoluted, maybe.
That's the thing,
It
and also
didn't have to be.
no,
They overcomplicated it.
That's the thing, because people had swords, but they ruled that out, and it's like, why does the penknife even have to be in play?
Yeah, you already got swords.
Exactly. Why have a penknife in the mix? Do something with you've got
Right.
87 swords wandering around outside with these literary characters.
Right.
And your episode is called The Perfect Foil. Give me a sword.
Yeah.
Right. You're right. And then the whole thing, I think I said this to you guys, but like the only way one of the reasons she solves it is because she realizes, oh, Robert Forster referred to Cal as my cousin, but the only person I told that he was my cousin was Cyrano de Bergerac. But they both have the same last name, and you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out that maybe two people named Fletcher, last name Fletcher, would know
Would
that
be-
they're
would be-
cousins.
yeah.
Yeah.
I hate to nitpick because these things can't be easy to write.
Yeah.
No, there's
Yeah.
zero chances. Is like, yeah, we're 40 whatever episodes in.
Right.
And she was in the middle of a crowded party yelling, "Have you seen my cousin, Cal Fletcher?
Yeah.
I'm Jessica.
Yeah.
Jessica Fletcher.
Right.
Famous mystery writer.
Have you heard?
Yeah.
Have you heard of her?"
Right. I don't think most people would just roll over because they happen to know where a key was in which pocket. Like that seemed like
That's-
kind of a bit of a stretch that was the evidence that got him.
That's the thing.
to
It's like,
confess.
if you were Robert Forster at that
Yeah.
moment, you'd be like,
So what?
prove it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then they always confess, no matter what.
Immediately.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
because think about it for 2 seconds. Like, you're in court. Is Jessica showing up to testify at your trial? And is the guy going to be like, well, he knew what pocket the key was in?
Right.
Yeah.
He's like, did he search around for it first? Like, we don't know. We weren't really looking at it. We were looking
Yeah.
out the window.
It's all circumstantial.
It's 100% circumstantial.
Yeah. But that's how most episodes are, right? I mean, doesn't like
They
you have,
got-
to,
they-
you have
you
to
get-
suspend disbelief.
You get a that's why they get a confession, because
Yeah.
Jessica
Right. She has
Like,
her
she
special powers.
convinces them that
She's got her mutant powers.
Right. They just roll over.
at the end of the episode, she's again having dinner with the Frenchman,
Ceviche.
with Lieutenant Ceviche, and with Cal, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I gotta go. I sold my house and I gotta show the woman." And he's like, "Oh, I think she's running a what was she? What
An
is it?
escort service for out-of-town businessmen.
Yeah." It's like rim shot, and the Frenchman's like, "I'll talk to him." It's like, you're confessing multiple crimes in front
Yeah.
of this cop.
But it's the Big Easy, Things are a little different.
It's got easy in the name
Yeah.
for a reason.
Yeah, they're not like, they don't worry. They don't sweat that stuff. I don't
Right.
think.
Okay, good
Yeah.
point. You know what? Good point.
Yeah.
You've convinced me. I see zero flaws in this episode now.
Great.
Make it a little dirty.
How would
Alright.
you rank this amongst like other Murder, She Wrote.
I love an on location episode.
Was this on location though? It looked very.
It looked like on location like
It looked like Universal City to me.
it
It could have
it
been.
was, I think, it probably was Burbank. I think, yeah, the mountains of Los Angeles could be seen in the
It
background.
just looked like that French courtyard by the Minions ride at Universal Studios.
It seemed. On location like when she's traveling to a
Not
fun.
in Cabot Cove.
Yeah, when she's traveling to a fun location.
Yes,
Sometimes
yes.
they'll just have her go to like, no name little small town or something. I like
Right,
when she
right.
goes to like a big city.
Or she's on a ranch. Or
Yes.
something that evokes like a different genre is always fun.
exactly.
But now she's like in a western. you
Right.
know?
Yeah, this one was just, it was so much, the Mardi Gras stuff was fun. I love when she goes into the hotel and she's first asking about it, and all the people are in the background dancing, throwing confetti. Zero music. They
Right?
forgot to ADR the music in, and all these extras are just like having a
What are
good
they
time.
raging over?
They're going nuts, confetti, everybody's having a good time.
Right.
Zero music. It's just a super fun vibe. You don't get to see Jessica at like Mardi Gras in every episode.
Right.
So
No.
you enjoy it when it happens. And they made a meal out of the Mardi Gras stuff. Like it was, she showed up on the last day and we got
Yeah.
like 20 minutes of her pushing her
Yeah,
way
like
through
we-
crowds and
No
being bopped
beads
around.
though. Maybe beads came up later. Maybe that was like real world
yeah.
New Orleans.
Maybe
kinda
that was like
era.
Good Girls Gone Wild or whatever. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, and JB is not doing whatever it takes.
She
to get
is not.
beads.
Yeah, that's the thing. She's like, she's not getting any beats, so leave them out of the episode.
No, she will not be taking her top off to get beads.
Good for her. She doesn't need those
Yeah,
beats.
she-
No, she's a successful mystery writer.
All right, guys. Any other thoughts?
It was a fun one, very convoluted, but
Yeah.
I always like when there's like a romantic subplot in these. I always think it's kind of fun just to see that side of her. Like, oh, she's not a superhuman
Right.
person, and she's got cousins and so many relatives.
Yeah, they invent up a million relatives to get her to go. And this one wasn't even hers; it was her husband's, her
Her dead husband's cousin.
yeah, who she had not even met. It seems like she had not ever
No,
met
can you
him before.
imagine? Like, well, I have a relative in this town. I'm just going to show up and like
Right.
see if they'll put me up for the night.
Weird.
I feel like that's like a thing from like a different era. Like,
Right. It would be
just
so
wouldn't-
rude.
Yeah, or you would at least like get a phone number, and, like text or somehow.
Right.
The thing, when I first moved to Los Angeles, turns out I have a cousin on my dad's side who lives here, but he's in Glendale, so I've been here 12 years. I've never met him.
Well, Glendale's a million miles away. You might as well be in Ohio.
Exactly. It's like we're the same distance away as when I lived in Montana. So
Yeah.
what's the point?
Right.
You know, I bet halfway distance though would be Universal Studios.
Oh yeah.
Maybe you can have a fun day trip.
That's last time I was there. They hadn't even finished the Harry Potter. It was all that stuff.
You
was
gotta go.
half
on
the
that
park
Harry
was
Potter
still under
ride.
construction.
It's pretty good.
Good.
It's pretty good.
Okay. All right. It's decided.
All right.
All right, guys. Before we let Mark go,
Okay.
we're gonna play a couple more games. You got time for more games?
Yeah, I absolutely do.
Okay.
And this will be for the. I'm going to keep it the Trevor Project.
Perfect.
They do good work.
All right. We're gonna play that game that did not work well. We're gonna play it again.
Perfect. I love your commitment.
I do not roll with the punches.
No, you take them.
I stick strictly to the script. This is what I wrote beforehand, and so this is what we shall do.
Great.
This one is we're going to stick with the 1986 theme. These are all actors or actresses who were born in 1986.
Okay. This is still character names?
This is still the character name. So
I realize I'm bad at character names.
that's the thing. It is weird, like because I played it with Marissa a couple times just to see if it would work, and it's like, oh, I know that name. I recognize. It's always like
But
on
from
the
what?
tip.
Yeah, yeah.
It's always on the tip of your tongue, and it drives you crazy.
So they're all 33. Okay, just figure that out.
Mm-hmm. All right. This first guy. I'll tell you it's a male.
Okay.
I'll give you.
Creepy.
We'll narrow it down. Fifth most known for a character name, Henry Costin.
I don't know.
Would you like to buy
This is someone who was alive in 1986?
born in
Born
1986?
Oh, born.
Yeah.
So they're
Yes.
young.
Yeah.
So they're youngins, yes.
That's why you said 33. I have no idea.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. The next one, and I'll preface it with, if you don't get this one, then all hope is lost. Edward Cullen.
Oh, Robert Pattinson.
Yes!
Oh, good
There
job.
you go. From
Good job.
Twilight.
Good job.
That's his number 4. He doesn't have any other Twilight movies in the remainder of his top
Oh, that Good
3.
Times up there.
Good Times. Good Time number 2.
Okay.
High Life number 3.
Did you like that movie?
I never saw it.
It's pretty good.
I didn't see
If you
High Life.
If you
Yeah,
like sci-fi.
I do.
Yeah, check it out.
What was the number 5 one?
The Lost City of Z.
I didn't know it was in that. No, no.
I read
Which
that
is-
book.
Above all the other, after that is literally every other Twilight movie.
Is Twilight fandom dead?
Yeah.
I think so.
It is?
Rachel answers pretty definitively yes. Rachel can confirm Twilight fandom is dead and gone. Okay.
Okay.
They both
There you
moved
go.
on.
You heard it here first.
She's a lawyer. She would know.
He's Batman now. He doesn't give a fuck about
I
vampires.
know.
Does that make sense to you?
I think someone pointed out, like, he could be he does seem like a brooding Bruce Wayne, at least.
Yeah,
But he doesn't seem like someone who would save the day.
Maybe that's why he's perfect for it.
Yeah,
then.
maybe he's a new type of Batman.
He seems like it seems like he could be better at playing Bruce Wayne than Batman.
Right.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Which
But-
one's the mask, though?
Oh. Bruce Wayne is a secret identity.
That's what they say.
Yeah. Okay, and his number 1 movie, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire,
Oh, right.
where he played Rumpelstiltskin.
Cedric Diggory.
I've only seen the movies. I feel bad. I've never read the books.
They're fun.
I'm not a reader. I'm
I
a
read them
dummy.
as they came out, so that's like a different experience, probably.
I remember very distinctly being on a plane when they kind of first hit America. It was like the 3rd or 4th book. It was the one with a red cover. Is all I remember.
Sure.
And like I was flying from Montana to California to visit my dad when I was in high school, and everybody else was reading Harry Potter, and I had a biography of Bill Clinton, and so I felt so goddamn superior to every like adult on the plane that was reading about a boy wizard. And I was like,
did you notice the prize photo up there?
I did.
I was like, oh, I'm just reading a biography about our president.
Yeah.
You children. It was really, yeah, I felt way too proud of myself. It was pretty gross. I'm not proud of it. Okay, moving on.
Great.
Born 1986. Keeping the theme, this actress's 5th most known for role is called April Booth.
April Booth. I don't know. Do you
I don't
know?
either. It sounds familiar, but
Booth sounds familiar.
yeah.
April Booth. Would you like to buy another name?
Yeah.
Oh, which
Sorry,
reminds me.
Trevor Project.
I gotta.
We're up 50, I think. No.
15.
I thought that would work.
30.
It's not that late at night, Mark.
It's for a good cause.
Okay, her 4th most known for role is herself.
Herself? Well,
That is not
that is
helpful.
no helpful at all. No helpful at all. April Booth.
April
don't
Booth
know.
and herself.
Maybe it's like a pop star?
You're in the right arena.
Like she's also a singer, maybe? Or an athlete, you know what I mean?
So she's already had some kind of biography or
Yeah.
documentary about herself.
Right.
And she's 33. So it's not Miley Cyrus. It's
Would it be Beyonce? No.
Oh.
No, it wouldn't be.
No, it's not Beyonce. I'll confirm it's not Beyonce.
Katy Perry, is she 33?
She probably is.
She's not an actress, though, is she? I mean, she's not an actress.
She is definitively not an actress. I'll give you a hint. It's not going to help. This is like an actual scripted movie, but she plays herself in the movie.
I see. I don't know.
Okay. Would you like to buy another name?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. The 3rd most known for name character this person's played, Anna Coleman.
I don't know. These names are
Let's go back
Helen
to the
Booth,
Let's go back to the 80s.
Anna Coleman. These are the most nondescript names.
Yeah.
Give me a Marvel movie where we got like Pepper Potts at least, or like something with a
Yeah.
little color.
Yeah.
Here we go. If you guys want to buy another name,
Yes.
this one, let's see if we can do it. Played 2 characters named Hallie Parker and Annie James.
That sounds familiar.
Probably superhero or something. Does that help you?
No, I
This
don't
is
know.
not
No,
superhero.
not superhero?
no.
It sounds like maybe like a thriller or something. Like where else do people play 2 characters?
Like
Is
some-
it?
Why would they play 2 characters?
I saw that. Do you ever see that movie A Simple Favor?
Yes.
Am I close?
Amazing.
Oh, great wardrobe. It's not A Simple Favor.
It's not a simple favor.
Who's in
I'll
that?
give you the
Blake
here.
Lively and Anna Kendrick.
I'll do you a favor. It's on Hulu now. Check it out. It's
Great clothes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Paul Feig
Feig?
Feig?
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul Feig directed it.
Okay.
I thought it was great.
It's a good time.
It was
It's
one
good,
of-
like, Sunday afternoon movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a fun like thriller, but it's also very funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
This movie where she played, what are the names? Hallie Parker and Annie James came out in 1998.
So she was a kid.
Yeah.
Why would a kid play two different roles?
So she was
Oh,
twins.
Parent Trap. Lindsay Lohan?
Yes,
Oh,
Lindsay
good
Lohan.
job.
I'm exhausted.
She's
What was the-
33. Oh, wow.
Would you think
Yeah.
she's older?
Yeah.
She just.
That Greek sun, you know?
Did you watch any of her MTV show?
No, I hear it was, like, bad. Even
it
for a
was
reality
re-
show.
Yeah,
it was bad.
we watched the pilot and it was.
It's no Vanderpump.
It was
That's what I
roof
hear.
stiff. Oh my
So
god,
is that what she-
Vanderpump
is that what she
like
played
a
herself
different-
in?
Citizen Kane.
No, she played herself in The Holiday with
Oh.
Cameron Diaz and Jack Black and Kate
Kate
Winslet.
where
and
they switch houses.
Oh,
she was herself.
Before
apparently.
Airbnb was a thing.
okay.
She was April Booth in Machete.
It's Danny Trejo movie. I know
Minor
that.
character.
What was number one? Mean Girls, probably, right?
Mean Girls is
Oh,
number
yeah,
one.
Yeah, yeah.
And the one Anna Coleman was Freaky Friday.
She's got a lot of body switching or twins.
Multiple, yeah,
She's
mistaken
always
identity.
playing with identity.
She's always being. All right, Herbie was number 5. We just missed.
Oh,
we
yeah,
just
Herbie.
missed a Herbie. We'll only do one more of these guys. I promise. This is the
I
last
was
one.
better at the last game we played.
And I realized I just had the answer sheet sitting up.
Well,
So
we're very honored.
if anybody cheated,
We're also bad at
if you
cheating.
do good, I'll know you cheated if you do good at this game.
Okay.
That's how this game works.
Okay.
You have to cheat to do
You sound
well.
like the guy who gets murdered in Murder, She Wrote.
Okay. This one might be okay. The 5th most known for name, and the one for free, this actress played April O'Neil.
Oh, Megan Fox.
Yes.
Good job.
Ninja Turtles.
You're like, I'm all over
See,
that.
I knew that. I guess, like, why do I remember comic... I guess because I see them so many more times than just in one movie.
That's the thing. It's like, yeah, you can give me like a Pepper Potts because like I've seen her 87 times.
And I've also read Iron Man, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the thing. I watched Ninja Turtles growing up. I know an April O'Neil.
I've seen the movies.
Yeah, I tried to steal my friend's April O'Neil doll because I didn't have one.
Sure. Who needs the Ninja Turtles? We got April.
Screw
O'Neil.
that. I need April O'Neil with
I
those
wanna-
white boots and the yellow jumpsuit.
And she's a newscaster.
How were the movies?
The first one's probably... I think people love Secret of the Ooze, but I haven't seen it in forever. I feel like that's the one to watch.
Yeah, they're the ones from the 80s or the early 90s are like fun. The first one is like a little dark, but like yeah, it's all practical and like super
For
fun.
like 15 years, it was the highest grossing independent film of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
Because like yeah, and they threw so little money at the first one because they're like we don't know if it's gonna be because like Masters
Right.
of the Universe, another movie based on
Like,
toys, had
flopped.
just completely tanked, and so they're like well we don't want to take a chance on these fucking turtles.
I remember when I was a kid, though, my neighbor, he had the original comics, like the black and white comics that were like Grizzly, because they were like independently published.
Oh, yeah.
By I think it was Image or some, I forget who, but like they were like hard to find and like, but they were also like bloody and gritty and like I
Yeah.
thought they were the coolest thing I'd ever seen.
Mhm.
And then they became this super family friendly thing.
Yeah, giant phenomenon. But yeah, let's see. The movies with Megan Fox in them, the recent CGI ones,
Not very good.
not very good. I will say, if you replace Megan Fox with an Anna Kendrick, speaking of Simple Favor, because the movie is centered on someone, it's like it's an action comedy,
Right.
and you make the centerpiece of your action comedy someone who has zero business being in a comedy whatsoever. Like she has scenes with Will Arnett, with Whoopi Goldberg. She is
Sure.
bouncing back and forth with these comedy people, bringing zero to the table.
But also, I do not think she is the main problem with the. I think
I'm
the
not saying
Ninja
she's the
Turtles
main
are the main problem. These bulky, scary-looking Ninja Turtles
Right.
are the main problem.
Why
with
they made the Ninja
They
Turtles,
don't
like-
even like pizza. In the new ones.
in the second one, they started there eating pizza at the opening
they
of the second one.
rectified it. Too little, too late.
Yeah.
Retcon this pizza
Yeah.
loving. It's
Laura
yeah.
Linney's in the second one, I think.
Oh,
Of
really?
all
Yeah.
people, yeah.
And the guy that plays Arrow, Stephen Amell, plays
Yeah.
Casey Jones.
Right.
Oh, he's not a good actor, guys. It is.
He's
He is.
pretty, though, you know, so.
He is shirtless as a will surprise no one.
There you go.
His shirt does come off.
There you go. They found a way. Nature finds a way.
Okay, Megan Fox's remaining movies: The Dictator, number 4,
Uh-huh.
Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen, Jennifer's Body, and the original Transformers is number 1. Okay.
You know what? I'll root for Megan Fox. She seems like a fine person.
That's what she seems like.
She never hurt anyone that we know about. Yeah.
Okay.
Has she hurt you in some way?
The Ninja Turtles.
Okay.
She ruined April O'Neil.
Oh boy, there goes your childhood.
So it'll never be the same again. All right, guys. We got time for more games?
Great.
Okay. I don't want to keep anybody. You guys
No.
are wonderful to be here. We've already made, let's see, 30, 40, already made $60 for the
That's
Trevor
great.
Project. Let's keep going. Okay, I have 2 games prepared. I'll let you guys pick which one you want to play. We have a game called, Murder, She Quote, where I'm going to give you, there's the top 10 movies from the year 1986.
Okay.
You pick whether you want to, I will give you the movie or the number 1 quote from this movie according to IMDb, and you have to give me the respective thing. And I will let you choose. If you choose the name of the movie and you give me the top quote, it's worth $10. If you choose the quote and give me the name of the movie, it's $5. Because giving the quote is harder, so it's worth more.
Right.
And I will say off the top that 3 of these movies, you 100% will know the quote. So if I give you that,
Seems like easy money then.
Yeah.
30%. There's a 30% of these can't miss for that number 1 quote.
Well, let's go for that then.
But he thought the other game was easy too.
That's true.
That's true. This is coming from someone who thinks like James
This is
Remar
the
is
one
a
we
household
played
name.
last time, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did.
Where we had to guess the quote.
Yeah, you get a pick if you want the movie or the quote, and you get to pick it each time. So I'm not going to make you. If you want to, once we get closer to number 1,
we'll go with the more money option. Yeah.
Well, maybe we should do movie at the lower rank. Then when it gets higher,
'Cause then you
do
get
the
higher.
quote.
Oh, good idea.
So
All
what number are we starting with?
We're going to start on number 10.
10.
That's a
Well,
lot.
let's start with movie then.
We can jump to number 5 if you want.
No. Let's.
Okay.
We'll guess the movie like for the bottom 5,
Okay.
and then the top 5 guess the quote. This is our strategy.
Okay, I like it. Okay, the quote from the number 10 movie of 1986. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Ferris Bueller's
Good
Day
job.
Off. Boom.
I would not have been able to get that quote.
Memorable movie, not a super quotable movie,
Yeah.
but you would think like,
I mean, you know the quote, but it's all those 80s movies
Right.
put together. Yeah.
and also like, why isn't like, frankly, you're an asshole?
Or Bueller.
Yeah, why is that? How's that
Yes,
not number 1?
yeah.
IMDb.
IMDb,
Okay.
get out of here.
The number 9 movie, in quotes, over a bullhorn, for context.
Thank you.
Give the bag to Bozo. Drop the gun and put your hands in the air.
Give the bag to Bozo.
1986.
1986, number 9 movie.
Over a bullhorn, so it's like a hostage or bank robbery.
Could it have been Die Hard? When was Die Hard?
That was like 87, 88.
Could it have been one of the Police Academy movies?
Maybe. Want to say what was the Police Academy 3?
Was it 3?
We'll say Police Academy 3.
No, it is Ruthless People.
I never.
I think I've seen it once.
All right, number 8 movie. Only a man whose heart is pure can wield the knife, and only a man whose ass is narrow can get down these steps. And if mine's is such an ass, then I shall have it.
Princess Bride. What year was that?
I think
don't
it's
even-
87, 88 maybe, but maybe you'll say it. I don't have a guess. Only man whose ass is narrow may pass these steps. Sure.
One was Star Wars. It's not a Star Wars movie.
No.
Okay. All right.
Did
We'll go
Yoda say the ass quote? Was that a Yoda?
That's what I was thinking.
He would not
earlier.
say it in a proper sentence.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go with Princess Bride.
No, The Golden Child.
I don't even
Starring
know.
Eddie Murphy.
Oh.
You're not missing anything. All right. Number 7 movie. Get away from her, you bitch.
Aliens.
Yep, of course.
Yeah, I love that movie.
All right. Number 6. Bring us a pitcher of beer every 7 minutes until somebody passes out. And then bring one every 10 minutes.
I don't know. I feel like it's just like a St. Elmo's Fire or something like that, or like a Rat Pack
Yeah,
movie,
one of
maybe.
those, but which one?
About last night. That was probably not a top 10 movie. It sounds like a drama or a comedy.
It was Goonies. It wasn't Goonies.
They're not having pictures of beer.
Yeah.
I don't know. Legal Eagles?
Oh, good.
Legal Eagles.
No. That one was Back to School, starring Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, I have seen that. Great score by Danny Elfman.
I didn't know he did the score.
The main theme to Back to School is genuinely exciting.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
It'd be good like when you're getting up in the morning, put it on while you're putting your clothes on. It's real like it's real.
Real zippy.
Yeah, especially you're going to a school, you're working out at school. It'd be perfect for that.
Because I just started watching it the other day, like because it's on Hulu now or whatever.
Yeah.
And it just get to the scene where he is that the one where he runs a company and they're all fat people? He works with nothing but fat people to make himself look skinny.
Probably.
And then they're having a board meeting and they're all just shoveling food in their face.
Is that Back to School? Maybe. Yeah, right.
Is it?
Then he goes back to school
For some reason.
to spend time with his son.
Oh yeah, because his dad was always like,
A workaholic.
so he didn't want to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're at number 5, so we're switching to. I'm going to give you the movie, and you want the quote. Is that how we're
I
going to do
think
it?
so, right?
Yep.
Should we? Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
switch
just
over.
do it.
Okay. The number 5 movie of 1986 is Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home.
Oh. There's the scene on the bus where they knock out the punk rocker. I don't know. I don't think there's a quote from that scene though. Oh, the only thing I'm remembering is like, "Sir, it's the Enterprise." I don't know, because they find a battleship. They're looking for like plutonium or something,
Right.
and they find a aircraft carrier that is also called the Enterprise. Something with a whale. We need to get the whales on the ship.
It does include the word whales, so
Really? Save the whales.
close. It's a conversation. I would have accepted any part of the conversation. By the
Thank
way,
you. You're very generous.
I'm not that rigid. Character A says, or this was Spock, still learning to use profanity in parentheses for context. They like you very much, but they are not the hell your whales. And then some other guy says, I suppose they told you that? And Spock says, the hell they did.
I would have never gotten that.
Why is that a top
That's
quote?
a bonker. I've never seen. I've passed con. I've not seen, so I don't.
4 is fun. And
Okay.
then jump to 6. You'll have a good time.
Okay.
They're on Hulu or Amazon right now.
Okay, I'll check because con's a good time.
Con's a good time. Just watch the even numbered ones.
Okay, that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Okay, number 4 movie of 1986, The Karate Kid Part 2.
Ugh, they're in Japan.
Oh.
Is it just wax on, wax off?
I know, that's what I was thinking. That seems lame.
Wax on, wax off again.
Again? Mr. Miyagi, look out. I don't know. Well, there's a song. Isn't that the song? That guy from Chicago, Peter Cetera, sings a song.
Oh.
I'm really aging myself here.
No. Which song? I love Peter Cetera.
The Hero or something like.
Yeah.
I'm the man who will fight
Yeah,
for
for
your
your
honor.
right.
I'm the man who will fight for your honor.
No,
We are doing bad at this. We should have stuck with the movies.
it's coming up. This strategy will pay off
Okay.
eventually.
You
it
did
will
say
pay
top 3. We should have listened to them.
Right.
off. The quote is, "Never put passion before principle, even if win you lose." And I didn't do that with an accent, which
Thank you. Thank you.
I should have been like, imagine this in a Miyagi accent.
Yay. Thank you. I don't know if I would have gotten that.
I'm going to think about that tonight. Never
Please.
put passion before principle.
Because even if win, you lose.
Ah,
I'm going to give you guys the quote on this next one because you're not going to know. I don't think you'll know it.
fair enough.
Thank you.
I trust
I'm
you.
going to do you a favor.
Thank you.
All right. Somebody once wrote, "Hell is the impossibility of reason. That's what this place feels like. Hell."
It's got to be a drum. Platoon?
Platoon.
Oh,
Yeah.
good job. Awesome.
All right. Now we'll go back to movies, and you give me the quote. I think these ones. I think you guys. I have faith.
Okay.
It's
Sorry,
a
you're carrying us.
quote from the number 2 movie of 1986.
Yeah.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
Crocodile Dundee.
Oh. That's
There
a
you
good
go.
one.
All right, and the number 1 movie of 1986, Top Gun.
Oh, I feel the need for speed.
Oh, wait.
Mhm.
Oh, I was going to say you could be my wingman.
Oh, that's true
That would have been a
too.
good guess. That would have been a good guess.
But no, I'm glad you picked that. Well, so, I feel the need for speed. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
It's no goose quote.
It's no goose. I guess if you want to pick a quote, if you absolutely have to have one. All right, guys. It is getting late. We'll save more games for next time.
Great.
How much did he make?
The grand total is. Should have kept better track of this. Give me one moment, please. Just talk
Crunch the
amongst yourselves.
numbers. Are you
Please
excited
talk.
for the new Top Gun movie?
I am.
Did you see the trailer?
No.
Oh, it looked fun.
Yeah.
They,
Val Kilmer's in it?
I think so. I think everyone but Kelly McGillis.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, they
But
told her she
Goose
looked
isn't
too
in it.
old.
Assholes.
Right? Goose is in it. He's dead, right?
Yeah. I was
But
saying
his son is in it.
Oh,
I think
okay.
Isn't
Miles
that the- I
Teller
think
is
that's-
his son.
yeah.
Oh, Miles Teller's in too much.
What
Yeah.
has he been in? He's since Fantastic Four. What's he done?
Whiplash?
Whiplash was good. That was the one thing he was good in.
Was that before Fantastic Four? or
Yeah,
after?
that was his
Or
first
same.
That was his
I don't
first
know.
Probably
movie.
the same
Yeah.
time. Whiplash is amazing.
Yeah.
Even $100.
Good
For the
job.
Trevor Project.
You did
we did
great.
Well done. All right, guys. Mark, would you like to tell the good people where to find you?
I have a podcast I co-host with my friend John Flynn called Two Old Queens, where we're just essentially hunting for the gayest movie ever. Every week a guest brings in a new movie, and we have a really complex and growing in complexity every week scoring system to find the gayest movie ever. New episodes every Wednesday. You can find that at Two Old Queens, Twitter and Instagram. You can find me, Mark Rennie, on Twitter, Instagram.
What was the last gayest movie?
Right, the current number one,
Yeah.
because right now it is still, as of this recording, it is Muppets Take Manhattan. But it only has a 66 percentage, like we're doing it by percent.
Oh,
It's too
okay.
complicated to get into why.
Yeah.
But that's only a D.
Oh, wow.
There's plenty of room to grow.
Yeah.
Plenty of room. We're, people, we yet to do a Showgirls, we're yet to do any of the
Yeah.
true
And just
canon.
audience submission? That's how you decide?
No, a guest picks the movie.
Oh, okay.
We tell guests, pick something you're passionate about. and then-
Okay.
The second somebody's passionate about Nightmare on Elm Street 2, you guys pack up shop because
I
I feel
love
like
that.
that's
Yeah, that one's pretty. Yeah,
I feel like that's your winner right there.
that's a great one.
All right, Rachel, do you have anything to plug?
Nothing to plug.
Just don't get in
What's
trouble
wrong?
with the law.
Oh, sure. If you want to donate to the Alliance for Children's Rights, have at it.
There you go.
An impassioned plea if ever I heard one.
Let's really highlight a podcast, but not something that's actually doing something.
All right, guys. Until next time, remember to do all the good you can for all the people you can in all the ways you can for as long as ever you can. Bye.